Formula you might need to create on your own, but an array function. And the function called frequency is an array function. Even if you're not a statistician, you're probably familiar with the idea. A list of entries in this worksheet, about 620 or so, by Social Security and salary, of how many people in this organization fall into the various categories based on an arbitrary list that you might set up anywhere. A common approach might be something like, let's just put down the salary breakout here, 10,000, 20,000, and so on. So the number we would be seeing here would be the number of salaries up to and including 10,000. And then here we'll see all the salaries above 10,000, up to and including 20,000, and so on and so on and so on. We just want a rough count of how many people fall into each of the categories here. And the initial process for creating a frequency distribution is to set up a list, usually in a column, anywhere you want. This is referred to as a bins list. Now, the salaries in question are over here, but we also want to set up a set of cells, a range where we're going to put the answer. And here we're going to type equal frequency. That's the function name. Left parenthesis. Data array, which data are we talking about here? It's all the data from here downward. While you're doing this, by the way, you can hit Shift Control down arrow to highlight those cells. There we go. And you see what's happened in the formula bar. You might want to scroll back again, comma. Now what? The bins array. So scrolling back up top here, we're going to highlight these cells. And that's all we need. But this is an array function, so we'll press Control Shift Enter. There's our answer, right there. Then you discover, as you look at this cell and this cell, they appear to have exactly the same function in each one, and they do. And yet we're getting different answers. And that's a little bit unsettling at first, but these answers are correct. And a quick search of the data here, a quick sorting would actually make some sense out of it. For example, just click here, and on the data tab, let's hit AZ here. Well, sure enough, what have we got here? 4 salaries here, up to and equal 10,000, there they are. And we could do the same thing with the next range, this cluster red in here, we're going to have about 32 of those. There you go, see the number 32? Here, so you've got 32 of those, and so on and so on and so on. Sometimes what you want to do with this is turn this into a chart real quickly. It would work most efficiently if you displayed these as text, so a real fast entry here of simply using the text version of those numbers. It's just a faster way to do some of the things we need to do from time to time. This is not an array format here, it's just a simple conversion of this information here into a text layout that matches a format, for example, like this. And quite a few variations on what you might try with this particular format. Okay, if we were to highlight this in Excel 2007, just hit Alt F1, and we'll have a nice chart to go along with our data as well. Probably want to clean up the bottom of that, take out the legend and so on, but a frequency distribution often seems to be accompanied by a chart, just makes things easier to see, and it mirrors the data that we're seeing there in column F. So frequency is a function, but it's an array function. And once again, clicking back on one of the cells here, you look in the formula bar, you see the braces. You do press Control Shift Enter to complete the entry.